Stop. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content.
When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Stop.
Yow, 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 yow. Oh, oh. When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Who got the girl them flex up? Inna the club man vex up. All the girl them pon the floor. Woman them a there pon the door. Look at the girl pon the floor. Look at the girl whining, she grinding now. All the man them yelling. Girl body so hot like a felon. Look at she girl whine like a snake. All the man them thinking. Look at them eye them blinking. Look at the man them drinking. Look at the girl them thinking. When me see woman they so them attack. All the woman in all the club them a whine. Woman me want she now, yow.
When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you. Yow, 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 yow. Oh, oh, oh. When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the girls them in the club, them are dancing. Alright, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Alright, me see the woman so she a dancing there on me. Alright, girl, come to me, yeah. Wind up, that's up on the floor. Woman, that's how them a dance on me, so me like the way she dance on me. Me like the way she whine on me. Go down low, girl, don't let go upon me. Let you wind this upon me. Don't you let go upon me. Ho, 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 wine, girl, that's a gon' go. Wine, girl, said they gon' wine. Holly woman, they upon me mind. Holly girl, them dancing, yow. Me like when the woman them talking. Me like when the woman them dancing. Me like when the girl them hold me. Me like when the girl them a wine slow. Left to right, left to right, left to right. The woman them a dancing left to right, left to right, left to right. All the girl them a dancing left to right, left to right, left to right. All the woman them a dancing left to right, left to right, left to right.
When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Stop.
Yow, 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 yow. Oh, oh, oh. When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Me like the way you talk. to me, girl. Me like the way you talk to me, girl. The way she open up, she bouncy and tell me she want me dig it out. Yo, the gal there she whining. All the gal them timing. Left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. All the woman them bowing. Left to right, left to right, left to right. The way the gal them are whining. Left to right, left to right, left to right. The way the gal them are talking. Left to right, woman them are bowing. Left to right, all the woman them are singing. Left to right, all the gal them are flexing. No, woman that's so in the club them dancing. All of the woman on the floor them prancing. Like the way she jump to me, house it risky. Like all the gal them when them frisky. All of the gal them a come them tipsy. Come to me house and me dig it out. No. Left to right, all the gal them are singing. Left to right, all the gal them are talking. Left to right, all the gal them are dancing. Left to right, all the woman them are bowing. Left to right, left to right, left to right, to right. Hold on me girl, hold on tight. Hold on me girl, hold it right. Hold on gal, they hold me tight. Hold on gal, they hold me tight. Get up gal, let's whine now. Get up gal, let's go on bud. Get up gal, let's go on bud. Get up gal, let's go on bud.
When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you. Yow, 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 yow. When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine, girl. Dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine, girl. Be like the way the woman them party. Be like when the gal them naughty. It's looking risky. All the gal them frisky. All the gal them bend, all the gal them move. Woman they so the gal them want know. We see the gal them a bend. We see the woman that's how come she a lean. Gal them flexing, gal them fleeky, gal them freaky, all gal them neaty. Woman that's how talking real neaty. Gal them come to me room. Hold me body tight, girl. Hold me body tight, girl. Hold me body tight, girl. Left to right, left to right. All the woman them a swallow. Left to right, left to right, left to right. All the woman them a bowing. Left to right, left to right, left to right.
When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Stop.
Yow, 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 yow. When them people them a talk, you know that them watching you. And when them see you, you know them watching you.
Girl, oh baby, tell me why, tell me why you're playing hard to get. For a man that's hard to get, she's playing hard to get. For a man that's hard to get, she's playing hard. Me as a man, me have no time for play. Me as a man, me have no time for long talking. Me as a man, me have no time for the bullshit. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, me have no time for play. Me as a man, me have no time for long talking. Me as a man, me have no time for the bullshit. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, no. She talking about she don't want relationship. She talking about she don't want companionship. She talking about she don't want this and that. So why the fuck you give me your number for? Me see you in the street and me watching you. Me stop you on the corner and me talk to you. Me tell you what me want, that me want no friend. So why the fuck you playing games with my mind, girl? When you see me in the street and I'm walking by, don't say hello, girl. I don't want you no more, so don't ask me why, cause I'm going my way. Girl, don't say Ringo, don't say hello, don't say nothing. Girl, I don't want you now, you had your chance, now I got to go. Don't give me your phone number, my girl.
my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get. She's playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get. She's playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get. She's playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get. She's playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get. She's playing hard to get for a man that's hard to get.
Me as a man, me have no time for play. Me as a man, me have no time for long talking. Me as a man, me have no time for the bullshit. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, me have no time for play. Me as a man, me have no time for long talking. Me as a man, me have no time for the bullshit. Me as a man, no. Me as a man, no. She talking about she don't want relationship. She talking about she don't want companionship. She talking about she don't want this and that. So why the fuck you give me your number for? Me see you in the street and me watching you. Me stop you on the corner and me talk to you. Me tell you what me want, that me want no friend. So why the fuck you playing games with my mind, girl? When you see me in the street and I'm walking by, don't say hello, girl. I don't want you no more, so don't ask me why, 'cause I'm going my way. Girl, don't say Ringo, don't say hello, don't say nothing. Girl, I don't want you now. You had your chance, now I got to go. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Don't give me your phone number, my girl, 'cause I don't have no time to play. I don't have no time to play. No, no. Welcome to the show. Black Male Advice TV. We in the building for another episode. We're going to be dealing with a special topic. Hopefully everybody will learn something from this. Shout out to everybody that's joining in on the show. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody coming out. I'm always showing up late, but it is what it is. Everybody can hear me good out there. Everything seems to be cool. Drink for tonight. You already done know we got to get the Ciroc in there. Yeah, got to start it off right, Tonight's topic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's topic, what we're going to be dealing with, is the subject of maturity. An interesting topic when you really think about it. Maturity comes with experience, not age. You see, a lot of us, we've been raised in a world where we think because we age that somehow we become more mature. But the truth is, you could be 50 years old and be immature. You can have someone who is 19 and they're more mature than you. For example, let's say you're a woman who is 35, 40, and you have no children. You may have had sexual experiences, but you have no children. Shout out to V-Dub Man in the building. What's going on, brother? You have no children, but this 19-year-old sister, she got pregnant. Everybody told her she's wrong. Everybody told her she's messing up. She should have got her education. She should have not dealt with these young men. But she bring the baby to term. Baby is born. She's now a mother. She's 19 years old. But now she's learning how to be a mother. You're 40 years old, 50 years old, may have never had no children. Just because you're 40 and 50 doesn't mean that you're more mature than that young lady when it comes to being a mother. Because as long as she's going through the motions of what it takes to be a mother, changing diapers, have to cater to the child, clean the child, love, all of these different emotions, all of these experiences she's facing, whether she's going through a lot of tough times or struggles, not having enough money, may still be living with her mom, on her own, dealing with a job and a baby. She has experience that the 35 and 40-year-old and 50-year-old who have no children don't have. So age in and of itself doesn't make you a mature person. You have to go through something. You have to experience something. The more experiences you have in life, the more wise you will become. The more good experiences you encounter, the more you will understand how life works. The more bad experiences you go through, the more you will understand how to deal with it. Not only that, how to help others who are dealing with it. You see, here on Black Male Advice TV, we deal with real issues. We produce content that is designed to educate the listener, the viewer, based on real world issues, problems, experiences that are designed to empower the people so that if anyone out there is going through similar things, they will be able to get the answers that are needed to cope with the issues. We're not here to play games. We're not here to attack. We're not here to belittle. We're here to speak to issues that people actually deal with. Whether personal issues you may go through, whether issues I may go through, it's a learning experiences. And what you must understand is that as adults, we would like to think that we're all mature enough to handle criticism, correction, to help better ourselves. Unfortunately, in today's day, most people cannot handle criticism. And I find that to be a virtue that is needed in people. If you're unable to take criticism and readjust where you are, it's going to cause a lot of problems in all your relationships, in your workplace, where your family. It's going to be a problem. There's a lot of virtues we need as people to be able to survive in a world that in some instances can be very cruel, can be very harsh, but life goes on. Experience is the best teacher. Just like the young lady who is pregnant at 19, she knows how to be a mother. After 1 year of dealing with a child, She has more experience than any woman of any age who have no children. Nobody could tell her she don't know what she's talking about because she's been through the struggles. You have men that go to prison. They get caught with a charge. They have to do some time. You brothers who never been to prison, you don't know what that world is like. You don't know what to deal with. But the guy who been in prison for 4 or 5 years, 10 years, he had a lot of experiences inside the penitentiary. He can write books on it. He can teach on it. He can write a book on how to deal with the prison life, and it become a best novel. See, a lot of times, experiences we gain can sometimes turn into profit. This channel is a channel of experiences, a channel of information that other people go through, issues I may face, decisions I may face, hurts, pains, good, bad, ugly. Doesn't really matter. The point is, it's designed to empower, help people deal with real world issues. You have to be a mature person in order to receive information. Sometimes certain information is too harsh for the lighthearted. My name, Ringo TV Raw, was created because I produce content that is raw, uncut, unfiltered, designed to cut the spirit open like a surgeon. And once you're cut open, we can now go to surgery. We can do the repair that is needed. Whether you accept the truth or deny the truth will be spoken, and you will have to deal with the reality of life. See, a lot of us, we don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to hear information that's going to make us better. You know, if I told all you brothers in the chat that all black men are deadbeat fathers, how many of you brothers are going to get offended because I said that? See, if you get offended just because I said all black men are deadbeat fathers, and you get offended and try to defend yourself, and you feel that I'm talking directly to you, and you're mad and you're upset, you're in your feelings, you're frustrated, you're typing away, telling me what's going on, you're thumbing down my videos, you know what you're essentially telling me? That you are, in fact, a deadbeat father. Because if ladies came on YouTube and said, or just started a movement bashing black men, and they say black men don't take care of their children, I'm not going to be offended by that. You know why? Because that don't apply to me. See, it takes maturity to understand that. Shout out to Mashonda for the super chat. She said, truth, appreciate the support. You getting offended over content that is designed to empower people, it's a sign that there is an underlying issue at hand. And this is why I produce videos, because this is therapy. You know, if I'm going through something, I may not have anybody to talk to. So I'll talk to you. And what I'll do is I'll share scenarios, stories, content in a way that is creative to give the listener an understanding of dilemmas we all face. It's not designed to attack anyone per se. It's not designed to get revenge. But sometimes when my content goes forth and people don't have the ears to hear, the heart to understand, some people take my information as if though it's directed to them. That's bad. Because as adults, we have to be mature to recognize that if something or someone is speaking on an issue, It's because it's designed to help people to go through different problems. See, you're not the only one going through what you're going through. There are other people that are facing similar dilemmas just like you. How do you react to criticism? How do you react to instructions? How do you react to knowledge? Do you get offended every time you hear information? Did you get mad with me and thumb down my video because you disagree? Ladies, what are your thoughts on polygyny? Are you upset when you hear the word polygyny? What goes through your mind? When you hear the word polygyny, what goes through your mind? What's going on, show show in the building? What goes through your mind, ladies? Do you get offended? Do you start thinking about a man having more than one wife and how that would bother you? Are you against a man having more than one wife? Let's examine this based on maturity. Let's look at monogamy. Let's say all of you ladies that are in the chat, you have a husband, right? You've been married for 5 years. Everything seems to be cool and dandy. But your man decides that he's going to go out and fuck some other woman. Now, under monogamy, he committed to you and you only. My question to you ladies is this. Are you going to end your marriage because he pretty much cheated on you? Are you going to throw in the towel and end your marriage? I want to know that right now. We're dealing with maturity. We're dealing with people who have grown, people who have been through experiences, people who know how to cope with life issues. How many of you ladies are going to throw in the towel and say, I give up on my 5-year marriage because my husband slept with another woman? Because I don't see how a mature person that's mature is going to throw away years invested because their husband's dick entered another woman's pussy. I just don't see how that math makes sense. That the children suffers, the family suffers because you're in your feelings about dick and pussy meeting together. See, what we're dealing with here is maturity. What we're dealing with is the issues that people face. First question we need to ask is, why would a husband under monogamy, under the union that says he's not supposed to have another woman besides you, why would that man that you chose, who is your husband, why would that man under monogamy, why would he take it upon himself to go get new pussy when he have your pussy to fuck? We're dealing with maturity here. What we're trying to understand is, are women really offended with the men who practice polygyny in terms of having more than one wife? Would they treat their man that's under monogamy the same way? Will they forgive him because he had sex with another woman? Or will they end the marriage? How many of you ladies would end the marriage? See, I'm not hearing anything. Because if you haven't really experienced anything, then what's happening is you're not going to know how to deal with this. But you know what? You can also experience your man cheating on you and still not be mature enough to deal with the issue. Yeah, because we have something known as forgiveness, which is something that people don't practice. People don't practice forgiveness. In every relationship, someone, somewhere, may have been cheated on or hurt. At the end of the day, how do you deal with those issues? How do you overcome adversity? How do you overcome hurts and pains? How do you overcome when you feel someone hurt you? How do you know that they hurt you? Or did you just assume that they were trying to hurt you? You know, sometimes you can speak to someone and you're just trying to give them the truth, and they'll receive it as if though you're trying to hurt them, belittle them, attack them, destroy their name, make them look bad, disgrace them, and that's not the case. You know, if you are overweight and you know you're overweight, and you come to me and you ask me, Ringo, how did this dress look on me? I'm going to tell you that it don't look good on you if it don't look good on you. If you get offended because I said that, right? I'm not your problem. The problem is you are already aware that that dress don't look good on you. And because I confirmed that it don't look good on you, now you want to take it out on me. See, the truth is, if it don't apply to you, right, it shouldn't be able to hurt you. If I take a bunch of stones and I throw it to a pack of dogs, the one who's barking, the one who's making the most noise, that's the one that got hit. The truth is like that. The truth is like a stone. You throw the stones out. The people that need to hear the truth, they get hit. Getting hit with a stone is not comfortable. Trust me, I got hit with a few myself. When you get hit with these stones of truth, it's designed to wake you up. It's not designed to make you feel like someone's attacking you. It's designed to make you consider a situation and say, you know what? Let me look at this situation and see what's happening here. Let me look at what's going on and see if I can improve. You know, in relationships, sometimes criticism can come. Sometimes your man may criticize you. Sometimes your boyfriend or whoever you might be with, he may criticize you. Are you mature enough to handle that? Are you mature enough to recognize if you can improve? Are you able to endure harsh criticism? Do you have tough skin? What's really going on in your life? Are you able to reconcile with someone? Let's say, for example, you have a breakup. Are you able to reconcile? Are you able to forgive? Are you able to look at the person as if though they never done you any wrong? Can you forgive? Are you able to do that? Because if you're not able to do that, you're not mature. You see, I've experienced a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. I've been through a whole lot. And I'm the type of person that even when I go through heartache and pain, I know how to pull myself out of it, look at what's going on, and see where something may have went wrong, where I may have done something, and I can understand when I'm wrong. But at the same time, are you able to do that? And I'm not talking about when you know you're wrong about something and you just point it out. I'm talking about, can you just focus on you and not try to blame the other person that you're offended with? You know, a lot of times we play the blame game. Have you ever played the blame game before? A lot of people have done that. The blame game goes as follows. It is when you feel wrong about something, and rather than you focus on what you've done wrong, instead, you're not satisfied with just you being wrong. You want the other person to be wrong too about something, because it won't make you feel good to know you're wrong. You can't accept that you're wrong by yourself.
but you want the other person to be wrong about something. So instead of you focusing on your responsibility and being mature about it, instead, you want to shift the blame and say, well, you did this, you did that, you did this, you're wrong, because it makes you feel good. But did you really overcome your wrong? See, if I'm wrong about something as a man, if you brothers are wrong about something as men, only you can acknowledge that and overcome it. Nobody can overcome it for you. But we can't focus on what someone else is doing. We got to focus on what we're doing. You see, your life is not going to go nowhere if you're worrying about everybody else's faults and what they did and contributed. We have to first overcome what we did. We have to first overcome our own demons. Because a lot of times, us as people, we're going through a lot. And we don't want to accept the fact that we have never matured and overcome certain issues. So we're quick to react when things don't go our way. We're quick to react if someone have a strong opinion, because we look at it as an attack. We look at it as, you're just, focused on yourself and you just want what you want. And, whatever I say you disagree with. And it's not that case. It could be that this person is very mature in what they know and what they want, and you just don't have the experience. Let's think about that. To all you sisters out there who practice monogamy, you must understand that there are two dynamics in this world: monogamy and polygyny. When I meet a lady, I always tell them I practice polygyny because I want that to be very clear. Because it's important to me that any woman that I may be around, that she understand that, so that there are no lies. You brothers out there who practice polygyny, you should be doing the same. You should always tell a woman exactly where you stand, straight. That way, anything after is her decision. It's not you forcing her hand or making her do something that she may not want to do. No. If you're a man and you have sexual desires for a woman, and the woman may have sexual desires for you, wouldn't you agree that you both want to fuck, right? It would be very evident that you both want to do what you want to do. It's not that you pressured or forced or coerced. A desire is a desire. Nobody can make you jump off a bridge if you don't want to jump, right? So when it comes to anything in life, our decisions or our actions are based on decisions that we make. If you're a woman and you get into a relationship with a guy that is no good, it's because you chose to get into a relationship with a guy that's no good. It's not that the guy is no good, it's just that you're no good. You see, we have to begin to take personal responsibility that it's not that the guy is no good. The real truth, the harsh reality is not really that the guy is no good. It's that we're no good. Because if you got with the person, right, it means that you made the choice to get with the person. So it's not that the person is no good. You just made that choice and got exactly what you deserved. If you get a job and you don't like your job, it's not your job that's the problem. You're the problem. You chose the job. See, you have to be mature about the fact that you are the one who created your own world. It's nobody's fault. You understand? It's nobody's fault. Now, of course, we could experience things. People can do things to us, but it's all about how we receive these things. I can speak this truth. You're on the other end listening, and you may get offended and say, well, you're talking about me. How you know my business. And, no, it's not about that. It's about owning up to the realities that's around us. If you're a woman and you have no experience in polygyny, then you really don't know anything about it to make a judgment call, because you don't have no experience. Your experience is based on a man being with one woman. My point in speaking on polygyny and monogamy is to illustrate the hypocrisy and the lack of maturity of both women and men who may be anti-polygyny. Because under monogamy, we see the divorce rate is going up every single year, because under monogamy, nobody seems to want to stay together. So if monogamy is the way, and that's the lifestyle everybody want, then why is the divorce rate so high under the union of monogamy? Why are so many women filing for this divorce because their husband cheated on them? If monogamy is so good and it's just so happy and you're blessed, why are all these men trying to find some new pussy? Could it be that women are not mature enough to understand that a man's nature is not to be with one woman? I know my nature is not to be with one woman. I learned that a long time ago. I'm not going to fight that and try to suppress my natural desires as a masculine man to please a woman because she want me to be locked down to her. I'm not going to do that, because I would be, number one, lying to myself. I would also be putting myself in a situation where I'm going to be starving my spirit because of the desires that's in my heart. And as man, you're not supposed to be in a position where you suppress your natural desires and urges as a man. As long as it's within reason and within the context of polygyny and respect, then you can express those desires. But if you're going to lock your mind under monogamy because your woman want you to remain only with her, and you're going to deprive yourself years of growth that you could have had with other women, then you're going to live a miserable existence as a man. You see, what ladies are afraid of, and I'm going to tell you a truth in a minute here. What ladies are afraid of when it comes to polygyny, I'm going to tell you something that's going to really shock you. You know what women are afraid of under polygyny? You know what really got them really going? What women are truly concerned about when it comes to polygyny is knowing that your experience with that other woman is going to now make her have to step her game up. Because once you experience another woman and you realize what she bring you, and you realize the energy, the feminine ways, that beauty that comes from a new woman, whether it's through sex, companionship, romance, cooking, cleaning, the way she conduct herself around you, the way she talk to you, the way she make you feel. Most women don't want to have to look in the mirror and realize where they're lacking. Sometimes some of you ladies, you get so comfortable around your man that you no longer look beautiful around the house. You no longer dress up around the house. You don't put on anything sexy. You don't even try to arouse your man. But you get upset when another woman is with him. Let that make sense. You're not trying new things sexually. You're not exploring. You don't want to have date night. You don't want to watch a movie. You don't want to do nothing fun with your man. But if you hear him staying out with a lady, now all of a sudden you in your feelings crying in a little corner, listening to R&B music all night. Why are you doing all of that for? You could have been putting on some fishnets, popping up in his room and getting it in. But instead, you chose to be immature rather than growing and recognizing where your faults are and your lack. And instead, you blame him and say, why are you looking at those other women? I thought you supposed to love me. Now you begin to blame him. Now you begin to belittle him. Now you begin to shame him for desires and fulfillment that you don't fulfill for him. See, if your man got to go outside to get his dick sucked, right? Then it could be because you are not giving him no attention in those areas. If your man have to go out and get 5 other women, it could be that as a woman, you're not taking care of your man at home. And even if you are, he's still gonna get another woman either way because he's a man. This is why I teach on polygyny, to try to edify and build women up to recognize that, look, once you overcome jealousy, once you overcome the insecurity of another woman, once you overcome that and you focus on the man and you recognize that you have a relationship with this man, it's not about all these women. It's about what you bring this man, his time with you. How do he feel when he's with you? That's the real question you have to ask yourself. What do he feel? Is he loving you? Is he comfortable with you? How is he interacting with you? What matters is the moment you have with him. Fuck everything else that's going on around you. What matters is you and him. And if women understood that, and they take away the insecurities, and they take away the jealousy, and they focus on the fact that, okay, I know my man loves women. I know my man is going to be attracted to other women, because if your man is not attracted to no other woman but you, then I would question his manhood, because men are supposed to be mating with women. They're supposed to be. Not in whoredom, not in disrespect, but in truth and integrity. And I teach this all the time, that as a man, you're supposed to wife up the women you deal with. But not all women want to be wifed up. Not all women want to be a wife. Which, again, we got to bring in maturity to recognize where we are. Sometimes as brothers, you'll meet a young lady and you want to make her your wife. She don't want to be your wife. She just want to fuck with you. She just want to mate with you. She just want to have sex with you. She really don't want to be in a relationship dynamic. She really don't want that. She just wants to have intimate times with you. Well, you and her have to have that sort of understanding. That needs to be talked about. Maybe she needs to be your concubine. That way she could pretty much be over here doing what she do. And when she want you, she can summon you. It is what it is. So, understanding different things will help you to cope with different issues in life, but it's going to take experiences. You have to experience, as a man, you have to experience other women to understand polygyny. Polygyny is not just about you getting women so you can have sex with them. No, that's not what it is about. It's about building family. It's about building structure. It's about these women bringing you love and companionship, because as men, that's what we really need. Love and companionship. That's one of our greatest needs as men. It's not even sex. We think it's sex, but really it's not. It's really the love and companionship. Proof of that is when a woman leave us, when a woman break up with us, when a woman goes her way, what tends to happen is that we experience what is known as a loss. We feel the tearing away. We long for this woman to stay because there is something that she was providing that she may not even know. See, her energy is what you were connected to. You don't want to lose it. It's not even the sex, because in most instances, you fell for a woman before you even had sex with her. So the true need or the true thing that make you connect to a woman is that love and companionship, the energy she brings you. You understand? Now, once you have sex with the woman and you really do experience her physically, that will take your love for her to another level. You understand? And it's the same for women. Sometimes women have experiences with men and they think about the man. You may have a lady that, you had sexual relations with her or whatnot. And for whatever reason, she's thinking about you. She ain't want to be in a relationship with you fully, but now she's thinking about you because of an experience you may had. And it's on her mind. It's there. And she's thinking about you. That is the experience that took her to another level. It made her understand something about herself. And hopefully life's lessons will teach us how to cope with what we deal with every single day. A lot of us enter relationships, have good relationships, seem like everything is going good. You and a young lady together, y'all going out, having fun. Everything is fine. And then you break up. Now you're hurt. She's hurt. But most likely, the man is hurt more. Sisters, you may not know this, but men don't like to admit when they're hurt. Men don't like to admit when their heart is broken or when they are going through some sort of emotional roller coaster because of a fallout, a breakup, a loss of a job. Sometimes guys, they may lose a job and for whatever reason, they're really down. They really need your encouragement because at that point they feel like a loser. And it's important as a woman that you build that man up so his confidence can be restored. This is where love and companionship comes in to feed that man's emotions, to strengthen him so that he can have the ability to rise from the ashes and go back out there in the workforce and begin to do something positive rather than sitting there worrying about his failures. See, we're going to experience failure. We're going to experience failures in relationships. We're going to experience failures on the job, failures in reaching our goals. But how do we overcome those things? How do we overcome adversity? We had to go through these experiences to make us better, to make us stronger, to give us the wherewithal to be able to dominate, where other people who may not have gone through these things, they may not know what to do. See, if you're a man and you've been in the military, you know what it's like to be in a war. You know what it's like to fire various forms of weaponry. You know what it's like to survive in a minefield. You know what it's like to survive in a jungle because you have the training and the experience. Not even the training. Sometimes the training is not enough. You can train, but if you don't have no hands-on experience, you're not going to know what to do. So being in the military will teach you about combat, survival, different tactics. So when you come back to the States, you'll know how to set up your house. You'll know how to have weapons in your house, practice gun safety to protect your home and your family. You'll know how to do this because you have certain military training and experience that other people may not have. So in your house, it looked like a damn fortress because you got surveillance. You got a whole room with monitors monitoring around your house. Your neighbors think you crazy, but your experience teach you to do these things to protect your family, whereas other people will ignore this, and then when their house get robbed or burglars break in, they're not prepared for combat. They don't have no training. They don't know how to, gather their weapon quickly. They don't know how to neutralize a threat. Some people, when they have guns, the first thing they want to do is they want to shoot the person dead. in certain states, that can also land you in prison. You know what I mean? You got to know how to wound the person. You know, a person who have good training with a firearm, they understand that, okay, you have a threat that comes into the house. I don't think it's my job to kill the person just because they entered the front door. Now, if the person was in your child's bedroom with a knife to their throat, then under those circumstances, you take that person out. But if the person is still outside your house and you just open the door and start shooting them because you heard them breaking in your house, you might find out that you're going to prison because you don't understand how to do things with that firearm. You needed more experience to teach you how to be more mature with a firearm. You know, having a gun is not really about showing off. It's about having the understanding that this is a weapon. It can kill, but it's designed to protect me and my family. There's nothing bad about owning weapons. Sometimes people will judge you if they see you holding a weapon in a video. You know, like shout out to Pastor Dow. You know what I'm saying? He got a fleet of weapons, and he have his weapons in his background. And sometimes people will criticize because they see weapons and they act like you're not supposed to have a weapon. But then now if martial law kick in and there's anarchy and violence and people want to come on your property to rob you and kill your family, hey, if you got weapons and you're able to protect yourself, then you're going to be the ones that's going to survive. All the other people that were criticizing you, they're going to die because they had no weapons, they had no training, they had no experience. They weren't mature, they weren't prepared for anything. So as people, we have to be prepared for every issue that comes to our life because it's very important that we have the necessary tools to overcome adversity, to overcome different dilemmas that may be hard for us to really to go through. Sometimes the loss of a relative, a loss of a mom, loss of a family member can be pretty hard. You know, when I lost my mom, I was broken. I was hurt. I was on the job and I got the bad news. And, you know, after work, you know, we packed up and went to go visit my mom. And by the time we went and visit, she was pretty much gone already. So, you know, you go through the regrets of, I wish I was there and I wish I would have been able to hold her hand, to tell her goodbye, to, you know, give her a kiss, or, you know, you go through the emotions of things you may have done to her in the past, or you may have had arguments with your mom and you may have said something that you shouldn't have said, and you kind of wanted to clear the air about that. You go through those different emotions and it teaches you something. So as men and women, these experiences will make us appreciate life more. When my mom passed, life to me became very serious and real, because there's no greater pain than when you lose your mom. You never forget her. You'll never forget. You'll go through those emotional roller coasters when nobody's looking, and you start reminiscing on your mom and the smiles and the cooking and all of that type of stuff, because in your heart there is something called love. Love is in your heart, and you're going to always appreciate those times. So as adults, we want to make sure that we're mature enough to deal with the problems that we face every day, whether it's on the job, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in our family with our children. We want to overcome these dilemmas, and we don't want to hold on grudges. We don't want to be bitter. We don't want to hold unforgiveness, resentment. We want to have different virtues that are able to help us cope with the problems. You know, when you think of bitterness, a lot of us is affected by bitterness, and we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about that. Bitterness. When a person is bitter, they're angry. They're disappointed because they believe that they've been treated unfairly. And when this happens, it can lead to resentment, where they will resent you. We must be able to overcome bitterness, because sometimes things are said in love, but we don't receive it in love. We receive it as an attack. We receive it as, this person is getting back at me. No, we have to be mature and be considerate and consider things from every angle. This is why it's very important as adults that you learn how to talk, that you learn how to communicate, to share your emotions face to face and deal with the demons that are designed to keep you separated, to keep you apart. When a man and a woman goes through emotional issues, breakups, separations, that's the best time to cultivate forgiveness. That's the best time to talk. That's the best time to really deal with the issue hands-on, so that you could gain the experience, so that it can teach you how to cope with those issues. But sadly, most of the time what we do is, once we go through adversity, we separate, we discontinue, we go our way, and we just fuss and fight, and nothing gets done. And we say things to each other to hurt each other even more. We say stuff like, well, I don't care. I don't want you no more. I don't trust you. I'll never believe a thing you say. And what that does is it puts a person in a box where they realize that they're being resented. They realize that they haven't been forgiven for whatever fault. Sometimes a person may not even know what they've done. And it's a troubling place to be, because you're trying to figure out, how do I overcome this issue? So you try and you try, but you're being denied the opportunity to speak. And what I've found is that in order to mature, you have to be willing to hear bad news. It's not all about hearing good news, people. We have to hear bad news sometimes. We have to hear about our issues. We cannot just listen to good news all day. We cannot be the type of people that every time we get around someone, we just want them to tell us what we want to hear. Sometimes you got to hear bad news. Sometimes you got to hear things about yourself that you may not like. It's not designed to hurt you, it's designed to build you up. Sometimes a man could be with a woman and his woman might be overweight, and he's not pleased. He may tell you on the side, he might be like, baby, I love you and all, appreciate you. At the same time, it's really rough. It's really difficult for me to tell you this, but I'm not really happy with the way your appearance is. I know that sounds harsh, baby, but I'm here for you. I would like for you to get back where you used to be. You used to be that, that fit, slim lady and I know that may hurt you, but I'm only trying to reach out to let you know that this is bothering me, and I would be lying if I didn't tell you this. Like, I'll help you through it. I got much love for you. We could put you on a program. You know what I'm saying? We get our diet right. I'll diet with you. You know what I'm saying? Anything to make sure that you good, I'm willing to do. But I have to let you know this is how I feel. Now, most women, once they hear that, they're going to get offended. They're going to be like, if you love me, you'll love me how I am. No. Ladies, you must understand that loving you as you are, or telling a man to love you as you are when you're out of order, out of shape, got problems, you literally are not considerate of the fact that your man is not pleased with you. First of all, when he met you, you didn't look like that. You were a dime piece. You had an hourglass body shape. You were physically fit, looking real good. So that's how he met you. 10, 15 years later, you don't look nothing like that. You can't expect this man to not feel some type of way, knowing that when he first got you, you were looking real good, and now it's like you let yourself go. So if he's gonna criticize you and share his thoughts and opinions on what he feels, as a woman, you gotta be mature enough to say, you know what? This is not coming from some regular guy from the street. This is coming from your husband. So if there's anyone you should be willing to listen to that criticism from, is someone who is very close to you. You understand? When I make videos and I share content, I make content that is very, very harsh sometimes. My words are very, very, it stings. I ain't gonna lie. But it's designed to stimulate thought, to illustrate things. It's just like when I talk about sex and I talk about protection, condoms, and all these different things, and the situations where people may have sexual relations and they use a condom for this, but they don't use a condom for that. It's not a design to attack somebody personally. It's not a design to belittle anyone or humiliate anyone. It's designed to make you understand that in order to be mature about something, right, you have to hear the facts of the matter. If you're a man, right, and you're having sex with a woman, and during your sexual act, you're kissing each other, right? You're exchanging bodily fluids through the act of kissing. Right or wrong? Could we all agree? Okay. Once we can agree on that, no one is trying to protect themselves, right, while they're kissing. You're kissing, exchanging bodily fluids. I don't know where your mouth been, but you trusted me to be kissing you. You don't know where my mouth been, but you trust me to be kissing me. Do you follow me? We're all adults. We're all listening to this live. It all makes logical sense. So if you're kissing each other, you obviously trust that the person good. You're not thinking about an STD while you're kissing. You're not thinking about anything while kissing, even though the woman you may be kissing may have been sucking some dick somewhere, somehow, at some time in her life. But at that moment, you're not thinking about that as a man. Just like as a man, if you're with a woman, she would probably think and consider that at some point in time you had to be eating some pussy, kissing some woman, doing something with that mouth. But at that moment that you're with each other, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about your moment together, which is supposed to be special. And at that moment, the ecstasy is building up, the chemistry is there, the fire is lit, and y'all both feeling real good about each other. And this is why you engage in sexual relations. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chef for the super chat. He said, last year I made up with my dad last year on his birthday before he passed. Anyway, this past summer, I encourage everyone that have a grudge on a loved one to end it. It will hurt you at the end. That's a fact. That's a fact that everybody in the chat's supposed to be focused on. You understand? Shout out to New Breed in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Everybody go subscribe to New Breed. Powerful brother in the truth. You know what I mean? Subscribe to New Breed. Subscribe to Pastor Dow. Those are Israelite brothers doing a lot of work for the Most High. But again, I want to talk about this issue with this condom stuff. I know a lot of people, they hear my words, they get offended. Look, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm a grown man. I have experiences. I deal with different issues, and I'm trying to educate. If you're a woman, if you're a man, and you are trying to protect yourself from STDs, right? You shouldn't be having sex at all. If your mind is on fear, if your mind is consumed with fear of getting something, then you shouldn't be having sex at all in any department. You shouldn't be kissing nobody. You shouldn't be practicing oral sex. You shouldn't be doing nothing. Don't do nothing. If you really want to protect yourself from an STD, don't have sex at all. That's my advice. But if you and a person are going to have sexual relations, then you have to think logically when it comes to this issue. We have to be mature. If the goal is to protect ourselves from STDs, from, sexually transmitted disease, STIs, whatever the case is, right? I want everybody in the chat to be mature and think about what I'm saying here, because this is not an attack on anyone. This is logical thoughts, thinking to process in your mind to make you realize, like, you know what? You're right. You're right. If you're a brother and you're having sex with a woman, she's performing oral sex on you, you're performing oral sex on her, you're kissing, you're sucking her tits, you're licking her everywhere, you're doing all sorts of stuff, right? You're being real sexual and nasty with her, which is the way you should be, right? You're doing all of that, and then when it came to you penetrating her, she wants you to use a condom. My question is, what exactly is the condom being used for at this point when y'all have already crossed all sorts of hurdles at this point? It's literally a waste of time. And it absolutely would sabotage your entire sex life. That's why I'm talking about these issues, because, like I said, I have experiences. So I know what I'm talking about. And when you're having sexual relations with a woman, the goal is to become one with the woman. That's the goal. So a condom actually stops any sort of oneness between you and a woman. It's all population control. It's all designed by the devil to stop us from mating with women, to build with them. In order for a woman to really connect to you emotionally, you had to have sex with her raw. She's not connecting to you. Let me tell you something, ladies. Let me put this thing in proper perspective for you to all understand, because I don't think that people understand this. When a man have sex with you with a condom, you ain't feeling him. You might feel something's in you, but you're not feeling his spirit. You're not feeling his spirit. In order for his spirit to be filled in you, in order for you to feel that energy, he's not supposed to have a rubber that's blocking the connection. I liken the wearing of a condom to taking a rubber glove, putting it on your hand, and then sticking your hand in water and pulling it back out. Your hand won't be wet. It was in the water, but there was no real connection. This is how we are as a society. Now, if you're a woman and you're with a man and you like this man and you have any sort of bonding or communication, right? And this is an experience, you should allow the experience to be 100% raw and natural so that you can gain the full benefits of the experience. Because truthfully, you're not gaining the experience. This is why, as a woman, sometimes the only thing you maybe remember of a man is he ate your pussy good. Why? Because he did that raw. Oh, he ate your ass. Oh, you were enjoying that. Why? Because it was raw. But if he was to have sexual relations with you and it was with a condom on, he may lose his erection. That's another problem that happens in different activities between men and women. Like me personally, condoms and me don't mix. Like, it just don't mix. If it's not raw, it just can't go down. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it wouldn't be beneficial to the woman, especially because if my goal is to please the woman, then I'm not going to be successful if I'm wearing this condom that is cutting off blood circulation, that is causing discomfort, that is not allowing me to perform at peak level. Then essentially what's happening is the experience that this woman should be receiving, she's not going to receive. Do you understand my point? So a person who is mature will take into consideration all these different things and start thinking logically and say, you know what? That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Because in order for you to become one with a woman, you have to penetrate her raw. That's how she's going to fall in love with you. That's how she's going to want to bond to you, stay connected to you, never forget you. You understand? You have to be mature to understand that. A lot of people, they don't get it. Imagine trying to perform oral sex on a woman with a piece of plastic. Like you take the plastic and you put it over her vagina and you're trying to perform oral sex on a plastic. Doesn't make any sense. If I have to have sex with a woman with a condom, I'd rather just jerk off. I'd rather just masturbate because I know I'm not enjoying myself and I know she's not enjoying herself. We're just playing this game of thinking we're protecting ourselves from something when really we're not, because we weren't practicing safe sex to begin with. And a lot of you out there, you do this. A lot of you out there, you are literally in relationships where you are having sexual relations with someone. When it comes to oral sex, you don't use no condom. But when it comes to actual penetration, you want to put on a condom. Now, logically speaking, do that make sense? That's all I'm saying. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Well, I'm trying not to get pregnant. You do know that there are different methods a woman can use to not get pregnant. If her goal was to just have sex and not get pregnant, do you know there's different things she can do to prevent a pregnancy, right? You do know that. So it's not even about that. You got to be mature to recognize that if you want to bond with this man, then y'all need to connect raw. That's the only way you're going to really bond with a man. And if a woman don't understand that, then she's missing out on a lot due to the lack of experience that she have. Now, another thing that happens during sexual relations with a woman with a condom is that when a condom is introduced, what it tells the man is that she don't trust him. And it confuses him because in his mind of minds, he's like, why you want me to wear this if we were doing all of that? Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when I speak on this issue, right, I'm speaking in general to all viewers because most of you been through the same thing, but you're not mature enough on how to deal with it. If you are sexually active and you're performing oral sex on each other prior to penetration, it makes no sense to introduce a condom at this point. It makes no sense. It kills the vibe. It kills the moment. And what happens is, for men, sometimes it can be very hurtful because a man wants to be able to perform at peak level to please a woman. He don't want to be in a position where he didn't please her because it will displease a man to know that he never pleased a woman. It would cause him to feel, in some instances, a little insecure. But it wasn't his fault. The problem is not that he couldn't perform, but the problem is his performance was limited due to a foreign object known as a condom. Have you brothers ever got head from a woman with a condom on? Please, somebody tell me. I want to know. I want to know who got head from a woman with a condom on. That's a waste of time. I remember back in the day, I literally wanted to know what it was like and put one on, and a sister performed, and I was like, this makes no sense. Like it first of all, it's crazy. You're not getting nothing from this. You know what really bothers me about stuff like this is that I can talk freely, right? Because I'm an adult and I believe that we can have these type of dialogues because people go through this type of stuff. What's the point of getting a woman's pussy wet if I got to put on a condom to go in there? Let that marinate, people. Let that marinate. What's the point of getting a woman aroused through oral sex, through kissing, fondling, caressing her? You got her all worked up. Her pussy is dripping wet. And at that point, due to all that work you did as a man, you prepared her pussy, you prepared the environment, she's feeling real sexy, she's wanting you, her vagina is calling your name, and right when you are about to put your rod inside and feel the effects of her energy due to all of that love and energy you put into arousing her, you're introduced to a condom. Think about that. Let it marinate. What's the point of your pussy getting wet if I can't feel your wet pussy? Again, if I put on a rubber glove and put my hand in water, I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel anything. So to get a woman aroused and her pussy is soaking wet, and you feeling on it with your finger, and you're like, man, she's wet, pussy hot. You trying to go in there now, but she introduced a condom to you. Does that make sense? See, again, I want people to be mature about this. We're dealing with an experience. Sexual intercourse is an experience. We want to have good ones. We want to have memorable experiences. And that wouldn't make a memorable experience. As a woman, you would want a man to remember your wet pussy. You remember the song WAP, Wet Ass Pussy? Okay, all right, fair enough. I don't really like the song. I don't like the video. I hate it. But at the end of the day, if you got a wet ass pussy and I'm supposed to be having sex with you, I want to know what this pussy is like. I want to experience those pussy walls. I want to feel all of that heat and wetness because that's what's going to make my dick happy. If I'm limited by a rubber, it kills the whole opportunity. So as mature people, this dialogue is not to bash, it's not to belittle, it's not to crap on anybody. It's to make us as adults look at the situation from a logical angle and say, you know what? You're right. If this was like this and that was like that, things would have been way better. It would have been longer lasting. A lot of brothers go through this, and sometimes they're ashamed. They don't like to talk about it because they don't want to be embarrassed. There's a lot of guys, they had experiences with women, and for whatever reason, they couldn't perform when the condom was on, and the woman would look at them with this look like, and the guy would feel some type of way. But he won't admit it because, again, it's embarrassing. Now, some guys may figure, well, I could perform with a condom. I don't know what's the matter with you guys. It's not that. You might be the type of guy that always wear a condom. But to be quite frank, brother, you're not really experiencing anything because all of the women that you banging or whatever the case is, you never felt that pussy, bro. Your rod might have been in her body, but your rod was never in her pussy. Let that make sense to you. Again, rubber glove, put your hand in water, pull it out, take off glove, hand still dry. Your dick never touched that pussy, bro. You never had her pussy. You might have been in something, but you never experienced her pussy, bro. See, when adults can have these conversations, we can really consider the fact that a lot of times when y'all having sex, y'all really didn't even experience each other. You really didn't even experience. The only thing you may have experienced was any sort of sexual activity that was done raw, like kissing, oral sex, all that type of good, hot stuff. That stuff was hot and sexy, but at the end of the day, that's the only thing you may remember. Sometimes you sisters, you may have had your pussy eaten by a brother, and you remember this brother every time you wake up in the morning because it's like your mind start reminiscing on what was done to you. But that seems to be the only thing you think about. You may have had a brother, he eat your ass, and you're like, it's on your mind. You're thinking about it because it's like, damn, it was done raw. It's on your mind. You felt that connection with his tongue. And it's like, you're craving him now. You're craving the experience. The experience made you more mature in that area. And now you have desire. You see, maturity goes in all aspects of life, all facets of life, in the sex department, in the work department. You new on the job. First day on the job, wet behind the ears. You don't know what to do. You're going to need people that's going to show you the ropes so that you will be able to go and perform and do your duties. You can't get upset with anybody who criticizes you about your work performance. You're new. You don't know any better. You understand? It's just like personal hygiene. Some of you ladies may not know certain things or know how to clean your body. As a man, I have the experience and the knowledge on how to teach a woman how to take care of her body, how to properly clean her body. And I can teach a woman these things. And it's not nothing to be ashamed of. It's not nothing to be embarrassed about. I can teach a woman how to clean her body. It's a beautiful thing to teach a woman how to do that. Not many men would even do anything like that because it's a very intimate thing to teach a woman how to clean her body. And as a man, you should be willing to teach your woman how to make sure that she's clean and prepared for you, because it's you who are having pleasure with her body. So as a man, you would want to make sure that you train her in those areas on how to do certain things in preparation before sexual intercourse. In other words, before we do these sexual acts, baby, make sure that this is right. Make sure that's right. Make sure all those areas are good so that we don't have no problems. You understand? But you got to be willing to take that information and go with it. You got to be able to have open dialogue with your partner. Whether you're married, whether you're in a situationship, whether you are a concubine, whether you are in a long distance relationship, whatever your situation is, there has to be communication where you both can talk about these issues. It's just like with polygyny. A lot of you ladies, you get frustrated because your idea and thought of your man having sex with this woman, it bothers you. So you're like, wait a minute, so you're having sex with her and you're gonna have sex with me? I don't want no disease. Hold up. You bugging out. You bugging out. You're worried about him having sex with her, but you forgot that you had sex with other people too in your past. See, everyone you had sex with as a young lady, you have to always consider that too before you look at that man and question him. See, again, mature people not only look at other people, but they look at themselves. And we're not in a position to judge someone if we're not going to judge ourselves. Okay, he want more than one wife. But the question, ladies, you need to ask yourself is, how many men you slept with? How many men you slept with? Let's talk about that. A deep topic, right? Nobody don't want to talk about these things, but let's deal with it. If you're upset that he want more than one wife, but yet you slept with 20 guys, you don't think he should be concerned about you rather than you being concerned about him sleeping with that lady? I find it very hypocritical that adults would be focused on, oh, he's fucking this woman right here. I don't want to get no disease. So, but yet the same woman who's upset may have slept with 25 different men in her lifetime. That's crazy. You're in no position to judge nobody. You're in no position to question him. You're the one we should be concerned about. We should be concerned with you. He should be concerned with your vagina messing him up rather than you worrying about that other woman. Because when you worry about that other woman, what you're essentially saying is that you believe the woman is sleeping around with multiple men and you believe that your man is sleeping around with multiple women. You don't trust none of them, but we supposed to trust you. You see how that works? That's not being mature. That's not being considerate. You're not looking at things from every angle. Under polygyny, if a man have a wife, obviously his wife is committed to him. So if he take you as a wife, you're supposed to be committed to him. The problem may be you may not want to be committed, or you have never been committed. And that's why you feel the way you feel. Because if you know you're not going to be committed to a man, it's always in your best interest to let a man know, look, brother, I'm cool with you. I like to kick it with you, but hey, I want to do my own thing on the side. And I'm just letting you know straight up. See, if you're that type of woman, then that needs to be established when you talk to whoever you talk to. And it's up to that guy if he want to rock with you or not. But at the end of the day, that's not how women's supposed to move. A woman is not supposed to have multiple rods up inside of her. It's supposed to have one man. That's why it's very important that as a woman, if you and a man are mating or being sexual and you're trying to build with this man, he must have raw sex with you in order for you both to go to the next level. If not, you're going to have a lot of problems. And this is where pair bonding is destroyed. And as I said many times in many videos, when a righteous man lay with a woman, and that woman may have been with other men, that righteous man is going to release the kill sperm, and it's going to take all those demons out that woman's body. You understand what I'm talking about? He has the power to take that woman's mind and literally cause her to be bonded to him for life because of the righteousness that's in him. It will take over that whole woman's body. Any other foul guy she may have been with, any of the thoughts, metamorphosis she's been through, pain, suffering, all of that will be erased through her sexual experience with a righteous man. Because as a righteous man, you're blessed from the Most High, so that when you take a woman in and you wife her up, she will be your wife. She won't be out there fooling around with nobody. Once she get that work from you and she get your spirit, she's not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere because she's connected to you. Some of us, we're partially connected because we haven't really gone the extra mile. So it's like we're partially connected. This is why as men, you could remember all the women you were with. See, as men, we love women. We do. A lot of times women don't believe we do, but we do. Every woman I have ever been with, I love. Every woman. Because as men, we have the ability to love. We have the ability to love women. So, due to my experiences, I developed a lot of maturity when it comes to dealing with women. I understand that each woman have different personalities, but it's still a learning process. So sometimes things got to get tweaked. Sometimes some women may not react to certain things you may do. I get it. But my heart of hearts is never to offend. It's never to make them feel like I'm trying to put them down or disgrace them. That's never my intention. My intention is always to build up women, to make them trust and understand me so that we're able to move to the next level. Shout out to E-Man for the super chat. He said, facts, Ringo. That's why when a woman is attached to a man, they've been going raw. Yeah. Spit that fire. Yeah. In order for a woman to be truly connected to it, listen, brothers, you already done know how it is, man. If you have raw dog hot sex with a woman and you give her that work, you'll see an instant change in her, how she's just connected to you. She don't want to be nowhere else. She's dreaming about you. She's thinking about you. She's having hot flashes. She's just consumed with you. Why? Your spirit is in her. A lot of women are not connecting with men most of the times because they're not really having sex with them. They're just playing this game. I don't know what that is, but it's not going to cause a connection. It's definitely not going to cause them to pair bond. It's not going to happen. But it takes mature people to talk about these issues. When we deal with different virtues when it comes to maturity, you have to be able to take criticism. Criticism is pretty much the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. If I criticize you, it doesn't mean that I hate you. It means that I love you enough to tell you the truth about yourself in hopes for us to grow. Sometimes a man could be experiencing something. He may have been through a breakup. He may have reconciled with a woman. He may have just got married. And for whatever reason, he may be going through something. And he may say something to the woman. Her maturity level will dictate whether or not she's going to receive the criticism or not. In relationships, you must be able to take criticism, especially if you're a woman. Criticism is going to come your way in relationships, and it's very important that you overcome any sort of hurt and bitterness from your past, because sometimes you may be the type of woman that in your past you've been criticized a lot. People said a lot of wrong things. You were hurt by the words, and because you never overcome those demons and the hurts and the pains, then what happens is any new relationship you get with a guy, the minute he begins to criticize you or even speak on issues that don't even pertain to you, you will look at it as if though he's talking to you. And before you know it, you're upset with him, angry with him. You look at him the wrong way. You'll begin to question and doubt everything he say and throw him to the curb. That's horrible. That's horrible to do. Where's the forgiveness? Where's the long suffering? Where is the long suffering, people? Long suffering is having or showing patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by other people. Where is the long suffering when you feel that someone offended you? If you're a woman and you feel a man offended you or did something wrong or said something you believe he should have never said, where is your long suffering? Where is your patience in spite of the troubles, especially those caused by other people? Where is that long suffering? Where is it? Why you don't have that virtue? Where is your gentleness? The quality of being kind, tender, mild, and mannered. Where is that as a woman? Where is that? Where is the goodness? The quality of being morally good or virtuous. Where is that? Where is your faith in that man? Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Where is your meekness? Being quiet, gentle, and especially imposed or submissive to that man. A lot of times, as women, you suffer from anger issues. Men suffer from anger issues too. But when the dynamic of a relationship, a lot of times when a woman is angry, it gets pretty nasty because they don't know how to deal with the emotions that govern anger. When a woman is angry, she can be very hostile. That can cause a lot of problem for us men. We don't like to be around women that are angry because as men, we love to love. See, as a man, I love women. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I just want to love the woman. And sometimes criticism can make a woman feel like you're against her or you belittle her, and that's not the case. All I can do is love. All I can offer is my love. That's all I can offer. I have nothing else. All I can offer a woman is my spirit, which is based on love. A man don't want to be around a woman that's going to cause him hurts and pains and turmoil and grief. A woman is supposed to bring a man joy, peace, love. Love, an intense feeling of deep affection. That's what a man is supposed to feel when he's around you. Deep affection. A man is supposed to feel joy when he's around a woman he loves. He's supposed to be joyful. A feeling of great pleasure or happiness. That is how a man's supposed to be when he's around you as a woman. A man don't want to be in a house with a brawling woman. The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 9 says, and this is from the Amplified Bible, it says, it is better to live in a corner of a housetop on the flat roof, exposed to the weather, than in a house shared with a quarrelsome, contentious woman. You see that? The Bible literally says it is better to live in the corner of a rooftop. Now picture you on the rooftop of a building, exposed to the weather. It's raining and snowing. The Bible says it will be better for you to dwell on the rooftop in the rain than to be in the same house with a quarrelsome, contentious woman. A woman who is quarrelsome, contentious, will cause a man's bones to be dried up. She'll drain his soul. She'll drain all his energy. She'll cause that man to not even want to be around her. He become unhappy being in her presence, whereas before he may have been happy, but it drains him. He's like, you know what? I can't take this no more. It's like, you cool, I like you, I love you, but damn, yo, like you tripping, you bugging out. Like really? Like, is this how you are? Like, is this how it would be? You know, sometimes, brothers, when you're in relationships with women and they display any sort of anger, any sort of bitterness or anything to that liking, lack of forgiveness, you know, they don't have the ability to reconcile to you. Even if you never made the woman your wife and you're kind of dealing with them, the way they react to difficulty can literally give you an insight of how they would be if they were your wife. It's a rough pill to swallow when you really think about it, because it's like, if you were my wife, you would leave me. If you would literally get up, bounce, and leave. Because the actions that you display as a woman will tell you how you would be if you were this man's wife. If you're the type of sister that you go through difficulty with a man and you pack up and move back to your mom's house, that's how you would be with every man you meet. That's crazy. It doesn't make any sense to keep breaking up and leaving. Makes no sense. You'll start to play the blame game. Let me blame everybody else but me. Well, you did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? What about what you did wrong? What about that? I mean, you ain't never owning up to what you did wrong. Listen. In order for someone to own up to what they've done wrong, if they've done anything wrong, they must be given the opportunity to talk about it. You see, as adults, we should be willing to communicate. Communication is key. Communication is the foundation of why we become intimate. It takes communication for a man and a woman to bond together. Why, when we experience difficulty, we don't want to communicate? We'll communicate so that we can fuck. We'll communicate so that we can have sex. But when it comes to difficulty and heartaches and pains, we don't know how to communicate to resolve the matters. You see, as a community, we need to focus more on communicating after difficulty, where we can learn and grow and mature to overcome these adversities. It's very important that we do this. Let's not wait. We need to resolve it quickly. It's just like when a husband and a wife is going through a little squat or some sort of issue in the house, it needs to be resolved instantly. It shouldn't wait 2-3 days and then you want to resolve it. You need to resolve that issue right away. Because we don't want you to go to bed bitter. We don't want you to wake up in the morning feeling resentment. We don't want you as a woman looking at your man with disgust. A lot of times as sisters, you look at your man as disgust, or you'll look at a man in disgust because of something. and you look at him as if though he done something horrible, and then you label him with all these labels, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. A man don't want to be called that, especially a man that has much love for a woman. He don't want to be called that. That goes against his character. That goes against his nature. It's not in my nature to be disgusting to any woman in terms of treating her with disgust. I just can't do that. Now, I'm very harsh when I make content. I'm very harsh when I make criticism that is literally directed to the majority of the audience based on anybody's living condition. I speak in general. I don't speak to a particular person. This is why I always say, if it don't apply, let it fly. If something I say apply to you and it gets you offended, the question you need to ask yourself is, why are you offended if it don't apply? The reason why you get offended is because the truth, again, it's supposed to hurt you. The truth is supposed to hurt. It's the only way to be healed. You must go through the pain of feeling labor. When a woman is going through labor pains, when she's having contractions, it's normal. It's normal, ladies, to go through these contractions when you're giving birth. It's a normal thing. It has to happen. You have to go through the pain before you can give birth to life. Sometimes in relationships, ladies, you might be with a man. You and him may be, clashing because of disagreement. Those are the labor pains. It may be difficulty. It may be a lot of anguish, confusion. You can't cope with what's going on. It could be that there is a birth taking place. It could be that the both of you are really trying to agree. You're trying to figure out. It's like, it's like a Rubik cube. You're spinning the cube around because you're trying to get the right colors to match. And every time you do that, you bump into the area, and it's like you're getting frustrated. That's how it be with relationships. Because you got two strong spirits trying to agree, to disagree, to agree. And you're going back and forth, and it's like you can't give up on that, and you shouldn't just wipe or just write everybody off as if though they're the problem. We have to be considerate and mature to understand what the situation is about and find out where both parties are thoroughly. And once we find out where both parties are thoroughly, that is when we could really look at each other and say, okay, you want this, I want that. Is it possible for us to meet in the middle? That's how you got to look at things. It's called compromise, which is another virtue to have in a relationship, in business. In business, you have to do a lot of compromise. You have to compromise a lot in business because everybody is not going to be on the same page. You may have to merge with another company because if you don't, you're going to go out of business and they're going to go out of business. And y'all both agree that if we merge together and join forces, we'll be able to overcome some economic collapse or whatever the case is. So if you're in your feelings because they're going to connect your company with that company and you just don't want to do that because you've been doing everything independently, you're going to lose your business. So you're going to have to compromise. In relationships, you got to learn how to compromise. You got to learn how to work together, even despite of disagreements. You got to still work together for the common goal. This is why polygyny is so important. This is why a man having more than one wife is so important because the dynamic of a family is very serious. I know I've said a lot of stuff about single mothers, a lot of harsh things. It's criticism. It's necessary for growth. It's designed to stimulate those muscles. When you're in the gym, any of you brothers who you go to the gym, have a gym in your house, whatever the case is, good and well, when you're lifting weights, right? The goal is to get that money. The goal is to lift weights to stimulate your muscle, to break it down. You got to feel pain when you're lifting weights. You got to feel pain. If you don't want to feel pain, put those weights down and stop. But if you want a physique, if you want to get healthy, if you want to get fit and look good, so when you take off your shirt or whatever, a lady is looking at you and saying, wow, you look really nice. If you want her looking at your legs and be like, oh, wow, I like your legs, because you did a lot of squats. You've been doing a lot of squats. You've been building up. But it takes time and it takes a lot of pain. The pain that you feel when lifting weights, it can be a lot of agony. But it's necessary for growth, because the more you stimulate that bicep, the more you stimulate those muscles, you break them down, and when they grow back more. You break them down again, they grow back more. Break them again, they grow back more. That's how it is with your personality and your character as a man or woman. You break down those muscles, those spiritual muscles, they grow more. You break down your emotions. You might have gotten hurt because the criticism was tough, but if you allow yourself to heal up and take some spiritual protein, now you're gonna begin to grow more and mature. If you're a lady and you receive criticism that you didn't like and it really burnt you to the core, it's because you never worked on those muscles. When you work on muscles that you never worked before, you feel pain. You understand me? Because you never worked on them before. That's why you feel the way you feel, because nobody never told you the truth. The truth is like lifting weights. When you get that truth, it hurts. But if you keep getting that truth and you allow yourself to get that word, you're gonna grow. And then when you hear the truth again, it's not gonna offend you. Why? Because you've been accustomed to lifting those weights. We have to be mature people. We have to recognize what is needed. A lot of our relationships could be good if we're mature and we're considerate. And we recognize that it's not just about us and our feelings, but it's about both parties. Okay, you've been hurt. Okay, you had a disagreement. All right. Something was said. All right, let's get to the bottom of this as adults. Could we do that? See, a lot of times you don't want to do that. A lot of times, you sisters, you don't want to talk it out. You want to text it out. You don't want to talk it out. You got to talk it out like adults. Some of you brothers, your woman may have said something to you and it hurt your feelings. It's not the time to throw in the towel. Let's talk about it. Some of you ladies, your man may have said something to you, or some guy you dealing with may have said something you didn't like what he said. Okay, let's get clarification for that. Shall we? Let's be mature about this. Okay, you're offended. You didn't like what was said. All right, it is what it is. All right, let's be adults now. Let's have some long suffering despite the situation. Let's give the person the benefit of the doubt. Let's not rush to judgment. Let's not push the person away too soon. Let's give them an opportunity to share their heart. Because the worst thing you can do to a person is reject them when they want to come clean about whatever the issue may be. That's the worst thing you can do to somebody, is shut them down and not give them the opportunity to make a wrong a right. Sometimes misery loves company. Sometimes we just love to be angry. Sometimes we just love to dwell in bitterness rather than understanding how to heal. We all need healing. We need to heal each other. A lot of you ladies, you need healing. A lot of you brothers, you need healing. But the best form of healing is when you can heal each other. When you could come to each other and you could forget about this world and forget about this life and say, hey, we need to heal each other. We need to heal these broken wounds. We need to really focus on what matters. This is why relationships is very powerful. Once you understand the true dynamic of a relationship and what love is all about, love is going to tell you the fucking truth, whether you like it or not. Love is going to hurt your feelings. A lot of times we think that if you love me, you won't say anything to offend me. No, you don't know what love is. True love is going to tell you exactly what you need to hear. True love would say, you know, you're wrong. True love would tell you that. True love will look you in your face and say, look, you have an attitude problem. You really do. I don't got no attitude You see? Do you see how you don't want to acknowledge? Do you see how you react? Are we mature? Are we? We have a lot of growing up to do, people. We have a lot of growing up to do. Cool Gent posts Proverbs chapter 12, verse 1. Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Wow. Hey, scriptures don't lie. Scriptures don't lie. Look, people, a lot of y'all go through a lot of shit. A lot of you ladies, you might be with a man, he done you dirty. Don't take that out on every man. Don't look at every man as, oh shit, he reminds me of this, and you see, all you guys, y'all all, don't do that, ladies. Don't do that. Learn how to take criticism. Have tough skin. Learn how to understand when a man is teaching versus him trying to attack you. You know, there's a lot of times I get DM messages from women who say, I like your videos, but I felt like you were attacking me. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even know who you are. So why would you feel that way? You feel that way because the truth got under your skin. There's something that I said that aligns with your life, and you're unwilling to overcome it. And that's why you blame me and say that I'm trying to hurt your feelings when really all I'm doing is speaking truth. You know, that's all I can do is give you the truth. It's up to you to run with that truth and figure it out. You know, we need for you brothers and sisters to understand that maturity comes with experience, not age. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your age. You could be old enough and still be immature, like a little child. You don't know how to react. Sometimes you don't know how to react to arguments. There's a way to have an argument. Some people, they don't know how to let go of strife. You're in a relationship, you have all this strife, all this bitterness. You just, displaying all this anger and resentment and holding on and, well, you hurt me and you said this and you said that and, I don't like what you said and you said this and you said that and, why and, you made me feel so bad and you just said this and I just don't understand and, you just stop being so resentful. Let's be adults. Let's move on. There's more to life than just focusing on that thing or focusing on that. Okay, we get it. You're upset about something. Why did it offend you that much? What was said? Let's have that dialogue. What was said that triggered you? Let's try to understand. Let's try to figure it out. Let's have a counseling session. Let's have a therapy session. Let's figure out what offended you. What did he say? What was said? Let's try to make him understand. Let's try to make him feel what you feel. If he said something wrong that offended you, let's put him to the test. Let's express what he said. Where did it go wrong? What did he say, word verbatim, that offended you? Let's examine this. Only adults can do this. Only mature people can have this type of conversation. Immature people would not want to talk. They'll say, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. Why they don't want to talk about it? Why? I thought we adults. Why? Mature people talk about these issues and they're able to chop it up and squash whatever it is because they're adults. People that are immature are afraid of conflict, afraid to dialogue, because in most instances, if they were to go there and dialogue, they would learn that they overreacted to something that wasn't that serious. And then they're going to go through the motions of feeling bad that they judged this person, when really the person had their best interests at heart. And they just couldn't understand that. You know, being hurt is a serious thing. Being hurt in relationships is a serious crime because it really bothers you. And sometimes when you're hurt, you speak about it. Sometimes when you're hurt, you go through the motions. Sometimes when you're hurt, sometimes you may say things to people that may not be kosher. But at the same time, deep down in your heart, there's a lot of love, but you're hurt. It's important for us as adults to recognize these things and begin to be considerate and have long suffering to accept that maybe this person wasn't really trying to get you offended. Maybe they really weren't trying to put you down. Maybe you just was too quick to rush to judgment and you only heard what you wanted to hear. You didn't hear the conclusion of the matter. You didn't hear this in context of why it was said. You see, a lot of times you ladies, you get offended too quick. A brother can't even share his mind without you getting your feelings. You want to attack. You want payback. You want to make him feel pain. You want to hurt him because if you feel hurt, you want to hurt back. We don't want to do that. We don't want to play tat for tat. We don't want to play tat for tat. We want both parties to acknowledge they're good, they're bad, and they're ugly. That can only be done through proper dialogue. Just like in the act of intercourse, you got to go and mix, mingle, and do all these extra things. Well, when it comes to resolving issues between men and women that are mature, you're going to have to dialogue together and commune together. You're going to have to do that. That's the only way. There's no other way around it. We don't want to walk around each other bitter. We don't want to walk around each other and not talking. Some of you brothers and sisters in relationships, you're in the same house. You live in the same house and you're not talking to each other. We don't want to do that. You might be a brother. You live in a certain area and you and a woman had a fallout or whatever the case is. You don't want to be walking around seeing this person and walking past them like you don't know each other, like you never shared nothing with each other, like there's nothing there. We don't want to do that. That's not cool. What if you were being attacked? What if you fell down in the street? What if something happened to you and you ran across that same person? Are they to just walk past you because you were angry and y'all never resolved it? Is that how we do things now? We have to forgive. We have to forgive. We have to forgive, and when you forgive someone, they have a clean slate. You can't look at them the same. You got to look at them from the lens of a clear, empty vessel, and you got to start over. Because if you keep looking at them with in a negative light, there's going to always be a problem between you and that person. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to have any sort of animosity towards anyone or any sort of bitterness or resentment in any way. I believe in clearing the air and agreeing to disagree so that there's no hostility between you and a particular person. I'm about love. I'm about companionship. That's what drives me. A lot of times people take the love that I share and they look at it as hate. Oh, he hates women, or he hates single mothers. Look at his single mother videos. He hates single mothers. No. I call out the BS. I call out the issues, and I talk about things in a very mature yet harsh way so that it can add shock value in hopes to restart your mind to understand the issues that people face out here. You know? We need peace, freedom from disturbance, tranquility, untroubled. That's what it means to be peaceful. We need women that bring us peace, brothers. We need women that bring us joy. We need gentleness from a woman. the goodness of a woman, the faith and meekness of a woman. That's what we need. You don't want to be in a position where you're unable to reconcile with someone. Even after a disagreement, there should be love. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Sometimes you just need a hug. Sometimes to conquer all of the negativity you may be feeling with a person, sometimes you just need to hug the person. To feel their energy. To know they never meant to hurt you. They never meant to do anything to hurt you. Sometimes you need to feel their energy so you can feel their spirit. It don't lie. That's why hugs are very important, because when you hug someone, you feel their energy. And you could tell when it's a bad vibe from when it's a good vibe. You can tell. It's very important. You see? How everybody doing out there? Everybody's good? Everybody has been enjoying the show so far? You know, we've been here doing our thing, and you know. Yeah, a hug will do it, man. Sometimes a person get a hug and they feel better right away. Yep. Okay. Just looking at the chat. Right? Maturity comes with experience, people, not age. If you want to be mature in the area of polygyny, you have to have experience. If you don't have no experience in the area of polygyny and you're afraid to talk about these topics, you're afraid to experiment, you're afraid to find out more, you're afraid to indulge in it, you're never going to be mature in it because you don't have the experience of knowing what's going on in that dynamic. Monogamy can never supersede polygyny. Never. Polygyny always have better outcomes. Way better outcomes. You understand? How you doing, Brenda? Brenda, girl. Said, hey, Ringo, looking good. Trying to think about what else to put out there. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know what I do. Get me a drink. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Wondering what's this? Some apple juice, man. That's what I'm talking about. Needed that. Daryl said, explain polygamy for those women who don't understand it. Okay. First of all, polygamy is the umbrella. When we're dealing with the topic of a man having more than one wife, it is called polygyny, not polygamy. Polygamy is the umbrella. There are multiple different types of scenarios, but I deal with a man having more than one wife. The purpose of a man having more than one wife under polygyny is to build family, to build structure, to build community, generational wealth, by having the help of his wives so that he's encouraged and have what is necessary to move forward in life, to build a big house, to build a business, because he have his wives that are able to work for him rather than working for a company his wives are working for him. The children are taken care of because all of his wives are working in unison to make sure that the house is functioning properly. Under the right conditions, under polygyny, a man will have all his needs met where he won't have any need to go out there and fool around with multiple women because he have his wives to fulfill him. Polygyny is not the practice of orgies. Under polygyny, a woman is not having sexual intercourse with her husband while he's with his other wives at the same time in one bed. That's not polygyny. That's whoredom. So if you hear any man talking about he want to have multiple wives so he can have orgies, that's not polygyny. It's not righteous because you're exposing your wives to each other, which brings about lesbianism. So we don't do that. You understand? Polygyny will cause a man to appreciate his wives, to appreciate the variety of different women, to appreciate what this wife bring from what that wife bring. And now, because of these experiences he have with his women, he love all his wives. Under polygyny, nothing is equal. I need to make that very clear. Under polygyny, nothing is equal. Nothing is equal. I know a lot of you ladies in fantasy world, you believe that when you deal with a man that have multiple wives, that everything is equal. No, it's not equal. Nothing is equal. Let me explain this to you. To any of you sisters that have children, do you give each of your children equal time, equal emotion, equal attention? The answer is no, because each child requires something different. One of my daughters, she loved to have hugs. She loved hugs and kisses. She always come to me, hug time. And I give her a hug, kiss, cool. Another daughter, she wants me to pick her up and throw her up in the air and catch her. For her, that's love being expressed from daddy. Another daughter, she just want me to buy her stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need something. Another daughter, she may just want me to listen. That's all she want me to listen. She'll come tell me, Daddy, so-and-so, she hit me. All she wanted was me to listen. That's all she wanted, just for me to listen. Me listening and being attentive to what she had to say meant a lot to her. So each child have different emotions, and as a man of experience, you recognize that each of your children have different needs. So I can't meet all my children's needs equally because all of them have different requirements, different personalities. Do you understand that? So when you factor in children and you understand that dynamic, the same is said for wives. Each of your wives have a different personality, different needs, and as a man, you have to learn what they are. And once you learn these different needs that your women, wives, whatever may have, now you can begin to address them accordingly. Now you can begin to tell wife number one, this is what it is. And then you tell wife number two, this is what this is going to be. Because you understand how they move, you understand what they want, what they need of you, and you're able to take care of your wives, you're able to please them, you're able to do everything for them because you understand your role as a man. You see, I've been in relationships long term for a very long time. So I have the experience. I know what it's like to be a husband. I know what it's like to be a provider for my family. I know what that's like. So if I'm in a relationship with a young lady, I understand what I'm supposed to do. She don't have to come tell me what I should do. I know what I'm supposed to do as a man. I know I have to provide for my kids. So if me and another young lady have a child, it's not a guessing game of if I will. I know I will take care of my children because I have the experience and the knowledge and the understanding that my job is to father my child and take care of them. This is what's important. So under polygyny, women must understand that a man having more than one wife is not just for him, but is also for your benefit when it comes to the domestic duties around a house, when it comes to homeschooling, when it comes to cooking, cleaning, doing errands, food shopping, taking the kids to practice, going here and doing that. When you have more than one wife in the household and the duties are split apart, each of you ladies will be less stressful. Each of you ladies will begin to go pamper yourselves. You'll be able to do things that normally, under normal circumstances, you won't be able to do. Rather than sending your children to the public schools to be poisoned and destroyed, the wives can begin to have a curriculum at home and they can school the children at home. They can learn about the Most High at home. They can learn about their math and their reading comprehension at home. They can do science. They can do all these different things at home because we have wives that understand their roles. We have wives that practice the art of pretty much distributing different duties to each wife. So they can rotate these different duties. Today, you cook. Tomorrow, she cook. That way, each of y'all had a hand in cooking. And whether she cooks better than you, it doesn't matter. You will all learn how to cook from each other because it's not a competition. It is not about who got the best pussy. It's about you ladies serving your husband, being his helpmate, and doing your part to benefit this family. This is not a competition. This is not about who give the best head. This is not about this man trying to make his wives compete against each other. This is not about none of that. This is about us joining together as a union. That's what this is about. Because under polygyny, you don't have to worry about your man fucking some other woman on the outside when he got loving wives that are taking care of him. If a man have 2 or 3 wives, and all his wives are blessed and take care of him and provide all his needs, and they constantly feed his thoughts with nothing but good vibes, do you really think that brother is going to be outside fooling around with thoughts and hoes? No, because he got 3 beautiful wives. His needs are met. This brother is content. But when a man is under monogamy with one woman for his whole life, that man is going to be out there fooling around with different women on the low key, doing a lot of wickedness. And we don't want brothers to do that. We want brothers to get with his sisters, wife them up, take care of these ladies, be in their lives, and prosper. That's what we want. Polygyny is very important. You must understand what it's about before you criticize it. Because if monogamy is so good, why all of these brothers out here cheating? Why all the divorce rates are going up? You don't see no divorce rates with polygyny. People that get into polygynous unions and really get in because they want to get in, they normally stay. Because everybody knows what it is. It ain't like I'm cheating on any of these women. They know good and well that I'm the husbandman and they are my wives. They understand that. They're not insecure. They're not jealous. See, what you ladies must understand is that you're not getting younger. You're getting older. Before you know it, you're going to be 50, 60 years old. Ain't no time to be playing around. Life is too short to be bitter. It's too short to be worrying about your own self. We got to look at the children. We got to be concerned about our offspring. We got to look at what our children need so that we can begin to give them that better life. So if we can give our children a father figure that we know is full of love and compassion, then we need to have that man in their life. I've said a lot of things about single mothers. I know a lot of single mothers. And the problem is, a lot of times people hear my content and they get in their feelings and they get upset. It's not the time to get upset. It's the time to learn. It's the time to be edified, educated. It's the time to grow. It's the time to take your spiritual muscles and lift those weights. If something don't apply to you, you let it fly. If it do apply to you, then you have to cope with it and deal with it. overcome whatever it is. If you know you got any sort of issues, let's talk about it. Let's overcome these issues. Let's overcome the demons so that we could go out there in the world and win. Let's do that. Let's win. Let's go out in the world and let's conquer. It's very important. You know? Where my apple juice at? Ran out of apple juice, damn. Hey, Ciroc with apple juice is not bad, yo. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, ain't that make sense? Apple, Ciroc, apple juice. That's why it's a good combination. Okay, it makes sense now. See, that experience right there just made me more wise. Now I'm gonna have my Ciroc and I'm gonna have my apple juice with it too. Tastes good, man. You know? Hope everybody enjoyed this show. It's a heartfelt show. I believe that it's needed. You know? We go through things in life for a reason. The experience that we deal with is what makes us more mature. Experiences. You know, the more sexual experiences you have as a man, it's supposed to make you a better lover for a woman. So that when you get with a woman and she got with you for the first time, she's seeing you do certain things to her and she's like, okay now. Like, damn, I didn't know that brother could do that. This brother must have had a lot of practice. She calling up her friend. Girl, you wouldn't believe what he did. What he did. Girl, I gotta tell you. He put his tongue in my ass. I'm just saying, like, that brother didn't just do that to just do that. That brother had some practice. he had some practice, man. So by the time he got to you and he gave you the work of God, you know what I'm saying? You pleased with that shit. You're like, wow. You telling all your friends, girl, I was laying down and I couldn't even think. This Negro was licking my clit. I was calling on Jesus. Don't pay me no mind. Blame it on this. 2:22 in the morning and I gotta go to work, man. You know? Listen, man, let me talk to you ladies, man, for real. When you're going through issues, man, you got to look at life like it's the last day. You got to look at it as the last day, like your last day on the planet, and you got to sort it out. You got to make it right before you depart. Don't allow bitterness to control your life. Bitterness will make you die young. Bitterness will make you age and grow gray hair. Nothing wrong with gray hair. Gray hair is a sign of wisdom and strength. But at the end of the day, you don't want to have a bunch of gray hair too early. You don't want gray hair that comes from stress. Let's not be bitter. Let's overcome bitterness. Let's overcome wrath. Let's overcome strife. Let's begin to love. Let's show love. Let's display love. Love conquers all. No matter how much hurt you may feel, no matter how much pain, love conquers all. Let's forgive. Let's forgive. Let's try that. Let's have long suffering. Let's have more patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by others. Okay, somebody caused you some pain. They said something that was hurtful. Let's overcome that. Can we be mature about it? Let's begin to appreciate each other. We don't have to be enemies. We don't have to be enemies. Some of you ladies, you want to be enemies with a guy. Some of you brothers, you want to be enemies with a woman because she hurt you. Okay, she hurt you. You felt some pain. It is what it is. Let's overcome that. Let's not be enemies. Okay, you separated. You had a breakup. All right, let's not be enemies. Let's show some love. You know, if I see you, I could still hug you. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We don't have to be enemies. I don't want to be enemies with nobody. I'm about peace, love, and joy. I'm about being blessed and having family and developing and moving up and winning. I don't have no time to entertain all of that other foolishness. You know? It's very important, man. It's very important that we take life seriously. Again, when my mom passed away and I was there and we went to the crib, we went over there and she was laying there. She was on a machine, like the machine was helping her breathe, but she was gone already. Those of you who may have been through those experiences, you know what I'm talking about. Like she's breathing, but she can't get up. She can't wake up. She's in a deep sleep. It's typically they say it's the time when a person's soul is traveling from the body into the spirit realm. And while I was there, you know, I was just crying and crying. And I didn't care who was around, you know what I'm saying? That's your mom, yo. And all I could think about is all the regrets of, you know, times when me and my mom probably had like a disagreement, or maybe she said something and I didn't like what she said. And I was like, look, you know, I'm grown now, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me anything like that. And, you know, you look back at it and you're like why I said that for, man? Like, I should have apologized. Like, I didn't even apologize to her. So, you know, you feel bad about all of that type of stuff. And you go through those regrets and you wish you could have cleared the air about this and that. And that's why when I look at relationships today, I look at it based on that. So when I see a loss or I see anything that look like a problem or a disagreement, it's like I want to clean it up because I don't want to move on and that it was never resolved. So it's like I'm doing the same thing that I did with my mom all over again. And it's not within my character to be that way. So I'm expressing that to you so that you can now take that and run with it and say, you know what? You know, you get into something with somebody, you know what I mean? Know how to clean that up and move on. You know, some of us brothers, we may have hurt women in our past and we don't even know. Some of us brothers, you know, like sometimes we be so busy, we hurting women. You know, I'm sure I hurt a lot of women in the process of me just being me. And I may not even know unless they say something. And then when they tell me like, yo, you know, all this time I've been hurt, you know, what you said was really hurtful. It really messed me up. You know, I want to do better. I want to change. I want to make the wrong right. You know what I'm saying? I want to correct the wrongs and do what I need to do so that I'm not looking bad. See, you have to begin to admit that as a man. Like, you just can't just focus on, okay, the lady's wrong. She did this, she did that, she's wrong. Well, you know, you could be wrong too. But as women, you need to help us men as well. You need to help us to recognize where we went wrong. What did we say that was wrong? Not just that we wrong, but let's point it out. Let's examine what you may have been upset by. That way we can chop it up and figure where we can pick up the pieces. You know? It's very important to do that. Rather than just sitting there and being bitter and angry, we could be grown adults so that when we move on without strife. So nothing can hinder us in our endeavors in life. But if we hold on strife and bitterness, it's a cancer to the flesh, and it'll cause you to die young. So my hope is that everybody who viewed this live will mature based on your experiences so that your experience can teach you. It's not about how old you are. It's about experiences and how you're able to handle those things. Let's not blame each other. Let's take personal responsibility for our own faults. Whether the person who offended you didn't admit anything or not, you must be the mature one to set that example so that the other person can feel some type of way and perhaps acknowledge their own issues. Sometimes you may need to help a person to know where they were wrong or where they have wronged you. Some of you have been through hurts and pains years ago and you still holding on unforgiveness. You haven't even forgiven the person for it. And you're wondering why you can't prosper because you are holding on unforgiveness. You won't let the person go. You won't release them. Let them be free. Stop interrogating them about all their faults. Let's throw it away and let's start over. Let's renew. Let's reconcile. Let's be rehabilitated. Let's show love. I know what love is. I know what love is like. I know what it's like to love a woman. A woman is supposed to know when a man loves her. A woman is supposed to know when a man loves her children. A woman is supposed to know when a man is upset. She's supposed to know the difference between when he's correcting her. She's supposed to know that when he's disciplining her. You know, correction is pretty harsh for some, but it's necessary for growth. I understand love. It's not a mystery for me. I've been with my wife for 20 some odd years, probably damn near 28 years. It's a lot of years. We've known each other since the sandbox. So when it comes to understanding love, I understand love. I got 4 daughters. I understand love. See, when a man loves his family, he get off his ass and he go out there and he provide. He do what he got to do. He make a lot of sacrifices. He's there to guide them, educate them, give them the necessary tools, teach them skills. It's very important. But you ladies, you have to understand that a man can love more than one woman. Not just you. A man can love more than one woman. Not just you. Just like I can love all my daughters, I can love more than one woman the same way. And each one of them will have a specific love from me because I'll know how to deal with their emotions as I learn their character. You see, as a man, I will admit that everything may not come out the way it needs to come out. Because each woman is different. Each woman reacts to different things differently. Some women are able to take criticism perfectly, whereas some, they get hurt and wounded quickly. And sometimes you need to stitch them back up fast and make them heal so they can understand that you never meant them any wrong. You are only trying to speak about something that held great to you. And it's for the edification of everybody that's viewing. And that's why I make these type of videos, to edify the masses of people. So I'm going to sign out. I believe this was a great show. Great show. Can't find this type of stuff on YouTube. Nobody's talking like this. You gotta love, man. You brothers gotta love these women, man. A lot of times these women, they may not feel we love them because of disagreements. But ladies, don't be bitter. Don't be harsh. Life is too short. Life is too short. It's like life is too short to be bitter and angry and holding on to resentment and unforgiveness, and just don't put men in prisons because you're offended. Try to understand. Be reasonable. Open your heart. Open your spirit. Dialogue, communicate, learn how to love. It's the only thing we got. It's all we have. So I'm gonna sign out, man. I hope that my words resonated with your spirit. I hope that all you ladies out there, you felt my heart, and you're able to understand exactly what's going on. Hope you brothers take heed to this and improve yourself as men, because a lot of times we do things to women and we don't know we're hurting them bad. Like a lot of us brothers, we be hurting women bad, man, like really, really bad. Listen, man, me included. You know, we do things, we say things, and it messes women up so much that sometimes they don't even tell you how bad it is. We think they good, but we don't realize they be hurting deep. And the wounds be so strong. That's why it's important to communicate. That's why it's so important to say, look, let's communicate about this. Let's talk about this, man. Because the last thing I want to do is have some lady out there that's hurting because of me. I mean, that's not my character. That's not how I move, man. You know what I'm saying? I teach love all the time. The last thing I want on my record is a woman that says, hey, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel no love with this. I didn't feel no love with that. Well, you know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to work on Christmas or not, because I can work on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, so I don't really care. I might end up working on Christmas. If my partner going to work, I might just do it. I think I'm probably supposed to work this weekend. I don't have to, but I might just go ahead and do it, get the extra overtime. So, I don't know if I'm going to make videos on those days because I'm probably going to stay late. But appreciate everybody coming out to the show. Shout out to everybody who may have donated. Appreciate everybody who support. Let me check a few things real quick, just in case. Shout out to my wife for cooking. She was cooking kind of late tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know the food is on the stove right now. Oh, whoops, I made a mistake. Okay, yeah. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here, man. Catch y'all in the next live stream, man. So my battery's held up for the night. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Frank said, I cheated on a woman I loved, and boy, I paid the price. Now I'm mature, not a big player no more. That's because you were under monogamy and you cheated. But the truth is, brother, you never really cheated. She cheated you. You wanted another woman. You really did. Now, if you made a commitment to be with her under monogamy, then you essentially set yourself up to cheat. But your desire was some new pussy. And not just some new pussy, because that sounds kind of harsh, but at the end of the day, I'm just keeping it raw. Because truly what we really find and what we really look for out there as brothers is not really new pussy. It's companionship and love. Women don't understand it. And a lot of brothers don't even know. But we really seek love and companionship. We want the company of a woman. We enjoy the presence, just a hug on a woman as men. Just that's all we need. Just her feminine energy. It does something for us. It recharges our battery. And that's what we be seeking. Sex comes after, all the things that we do. But really, it's that companionship, man. Like to just lay down and talk to a lady that's brand new. It's not like, oh, you don't love your woman that you with. That's not what it's about. What this is about is energy. This is what a man needs. And ladies have to understand this. And I hope the little brief part I talked about polygyny, I have to do a whole video on polygyny in order for people to really get it. But that was a brief, intro. But, yeah. I want to sign out, y'all, man. I got to get something to eat, man. It's getting late. I don't want to be up too late tonight. I got to get up for work tomorrow, man. Yeah, that's about it, y'all. I hope I said something in this live that benefits all of you and made you better in your relationships with people, in the workplace. Again, maturity comes with experience, not age. Whether you're in the workplace, you got to mature. Your experience is what's going to make you mature. It's going to make you understand the business, make you understand the job, how to deal with different personalities. Sometimes you got to deal with people that are very rude, customer service. You got to deal with this, that. The more experience you have in these departments, you'll be able to cope with people where people will look at you and be like, yo, I don't know how you deal with all those people being so mean to you like that. How do you deal with that? Well, through my experience, I matured. So I no longer look at their harsh behavior or their insults or the way they rude. I don't look at it and take it personal. I just listen to them and I just be courteous and kind. Do you get my point? That comes with maturity. So with that said, use that same principle in every walk of life. I think this was an excellent show tonight. So y'all take care. Make sure y'all get them likes up on the video. You know what I'm saying? Become a patron. Support the show. If you like this, support your interests. And let me see if I can find the button, yo. The Ciroc got me seeing something else here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. All right. Let me sign out, man. So I'll catch y'all tomorrow in the next video, man. So y'all take care. This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. We out, y'all. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.